So hello and welcome to another episode of Steam's 4 Wheels. As you can see, I'm out in the B-Class today, and the B-Class is actually having a very well-deserved day off. I've been in this car pretty much every day over Christmas and New Year for various reasons. I think this is actually the first day where I haven't actually been driving in it for a few weeks now. So a well-deserved day off for it. So in my last video I gave a little bit of an update as to what's been going on, what I hadn't posted recently, all the different things that happened sort of in 2021, and briefly touched upon what's going to happen in 2022. And that actually got me thinking about all my sort of New Year's resolutions. Now, I'm not really a person that does that sort of thing, but this year I thought I'd quite a bit I actually do want to do after the last couple of years. I haven't been getting out and about as much for various reasons, so I thought, well, this year I'm going to do some New Year's resolutions. So I started thinking about them, and obviously there's the general things that I'm going to do in life that I'll probably do anyway, spending time with my girlfriend, seeing family, all that sort of stuff that I want to do. But what particular things I really want to achieve in 2021, and I found actually a lot of them were actually car related. So I've decided to do actual car New Year's resolution for anything to do with cars that I want to do. So my very first car New Year's resolution is quite a simple one, but quite a broad one. That is actually to use my cars more. Obviously the B-Class I use every day, so that's not really a problem. What I'm more referring to is my SLK. In the last sort of 2 years, I've only done about 3,500 miles in that car. I've done somewhere between 3 and 3,500. Before lockdown, everything else that's been going the last couple of years, I was probably doing between 6 and 7. So if that mileage just dropped way down, I did a lot of driving from down to Devon quite a bit. I also did quite a few shows, a lot more shows I've been doing the last couple of years. So that's going to restart this year. Hopefully, again, I'll be able to do some more local drives, so a little more time. So go to some more car shows, take the car out for a drive, maybe even go to places like Cafe in a Machine, just for an afternoon out really, and start actually using the car and enjoying it a lot more. As I mentioned in my last video, whether I've been sort of looking at it all wrong on the SLK, but, obviously I wasn't using it, I must say it was my attitude sort of in the summer. But actually my attitude, well, why am I not using it? I had to actually ask myself, so go into it, actually, why am I not using the SLK? What can I do to use it more? So hence why this year, that's one of my big target, and if I'd find that at the end of the year I'm still not really doing many miles in the SLK, well, I'll have to cross that bridge again and ask myself that question, well, if I'm not doing many miles, why have I still got the SLK? Only time will tell on that one, but that's my first big one. I say it's quite a broad, it sounds quite simple, but it's actually quite broad when you start thinking about it. I'm currently getting all my car show dates together. I think my May's looking quite busy, my July's looking very busy. I think July, literally every day, every Saturday and Sunday basically in July, every weekend I've got something on. I've got to go. There's Cars in the Park on Lichfield, for example. What's the other one? There is a show down at Powderham Castle, which is one of the biggest classic car shows in the southwest. That's about 20 minutes sort of south of Exeter. I've never been to that one again. That's one I've been banging on about for ages, never actually made it. And I think there's possibly someone else. I can't remember. There's another show as well I've got to go to, and probably some other stuff trucked at me as well. So my second car New Year resolution is going to be to actually make more videos about the cars. Now, I do have lots of ideas about this, but actually getting them onto, well, I was putting pen to paper in this case, getting my phone out and filming them, that's always a bit more a challenging part. Obviously, I do work full-time Monday to Friday, so I just have the weekends. I also have family to say, I have dogs to walk, spend time with my girlfriend, do car show stuff, and actually, do the everyday stuff I need to get done. So actually finding time can be quite tricky, but hopefully as well, when we come around to more spring, summer, I have a bit more time in the evening. So if I want to do a video about cleaning my car and to do some tips for that, obviously then I've got a bit of time in the evening to do that as well. So there'll be lots of content coming up, car shows, little drives that I want to do. One of the events I'm really looking forward to in April, which is with the Mercedes-Benz Club as part of one of their anniversary celebration events. They're celebrating their 70th anniversary this year, is drive down in Devon. It's going from the North Devon coast to the South Devon coast. Now, Devon is very unique in the sense that it is the only county in the UK with two separate coastlines. So that will be a really fantastic event. They're also going to be going to Exmoor and also Dartmoor as well, covering on that drive. So that'll be really good fun. We're looking forward to that one. I have lots of sort of interesting content that will come for that, and just a fantastic day and a fantastic drive. So I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously there'll be other shows as well. Hopefully I'm going to go to things like the Cub Concourse. There might even be some shows like the NEC Restoration Show and the NEC Classic Car Show in November as well, which I might do a little bit of filming. I'll see how that goes. But yes, lots of content coming up. I'm also going to be doing things like detailing guides. Now, it is coming up to spring, thank God, and I will be getting my car ready, the SLK that is, for all the shows. Now, I remember a couple of years ago when it was their first lockdown, and it was that April time. It was absolutely gorgeous spring, and I remember getting the car at the garage, and I took it out, and I used to spend maybe 3-4 hours a day getting it ready, taking my time on it. Doing things like polishes one day, and I might put wax on, hard wax on the next day. They might give the wheels a deep clean, and the next day I do like an interior, clean the leather, treat the leather, all that sort of stuff. And by the end of it, sort of end of April, I spent probably about 10 days doing 7 to 10 days doing a few hours a day on the car. The SLK absolutely looked immaculate. I've never seen it looking so smart, and it was just sat there in the garage ready for shows. And in April, so just after the first lockdown, I think we all thought, oh, a few months and we're back out again, it'll be back to normal. And how wrong we all were about that. It's still 2 years later, and we're still not quite back to how we were, whether we'll ever get back to that. But anyway, that's a whole different topic there, and a whole tin of worms I'm not going to open on this video. So hopefully I'll be able to spend quite a bit of time showing you actually how I get the SLK ready for the show season. So that will be quite a big video. Whether I break it down to a couple of bits, I'm not too sure. I might also review some of the products that I'm using. I want to review things like the jet wash that I use, which is it's a battery powered one. So you only have one wire coming out of it, which is the hose you connect up into water. I'll go more into that anyway in the video. I might start reviewing individual detailing products as well, and anyway, all that's coming up. I'm quite looking forward to doing some of that review and hopefully getting your opinions as well. I know everybody has different opinions and different ways of detailing, which always provides a lot of debate, shall we say. Most of it friendlier though, we'll say anyway. But I also really want to work on actually getting to know people via my YouTube channel. I think there's a fantastic community that I've started building up a little bit on Instagram, people that start to know me a little bit more, know my cars as well. As I've said before, people know probably my SLK more than they probably know me actually. And they might, sometimes I've been to car show and I can't remember his name, I don't remember their name, but I remember actually the car they drive. Oh yes, even with the red, whatever it is, red C-Class or whatever it might be. And hopefully I'm going to start doing maybe some sit-down interviews with people, finding out more about their cars, why are they into cars, how did they get into cars. As you know, I've done a whole video about why I'm into cars and how I became a car enthusiast, and not really became, I was born a car enthusiast, but anyway, I won't spoil that video. So my next New Year's resolution is to obviously keep looking after the cars. Obviously, I have my 2 cars, I keep having to tax and insure, and that does get a bit confusing because the SLKs is quite spread out in terms of when it's tax, MOT and insurance is. The SLK is going for a big service this year, and by big service I mean it's going to have obviously oil change, oil filter change, it's having a new air filter, it's having spark plugs changed, and it's also going to be having its gearbox oil changed. Now that was due when the car was 10, which would have been last year. However, obviously I wasn't using the car, and you may have seen previous videos I've said that I didn't bother due to the mileage. I only put the car in for an MOT and didn't bother doing a service. Now that was fine then, but now as I'm planning on using the car more this year, hopefully I'm going to do getting back up to sort of maybe 5,000-6,000 miles in the car. I'm really hoping that I'll be out there a bit more, and so I think, yeah, probably now is the time to get it all MOT'd, fresh service, everything, to get it all ready for the year, and then I can get focused on detailing it hopefully soon. Then the B-Class also needs the same treatment. This car does turn 10 this year. It will need a gearbox oil change. I haven't had any records on either of my cars say that they've actually had it done. So that's going to need done. It's also going to need again the oil change, oil filter, air filter, and also spark plugs that can get changed this year as well. So my final car New Year's resolution is actually just to enjoy myself. I think last couple of years have been quite difficult really, and for obvious reasons with lockdowns and COVID and all that. But there also been stuff particularly last year that was going on in my personal life which didn't make it last year that enjoyable. You sort of have to make the best of any situation, and that's what I did last year. Hopefully this year though is going to be a lot better. I managed to finish 2021 on a bit of a high. Obviously now I have my B-Class which does all my daily driving needs. It's a fantastic car to drive anyway, and I really do enjoy this car. It's also quite economical and doesn't cost that much to run in terms of tax, fuel and all that good stuff. It also meant that the SLK now goes mainly onto weekend duties and obviously show car duties, which is fantastic. I loved the SLK. I know last year I talked about I was going to sell it, but actually for reasons I've already mentioned in this video, it's going to be staying with me hopefully for quite a while. I also started a new job in mid-December, which is working at a Mercedes-Benz dealership, and I've been there about a month now and I'm absolutely loving it. It's a really good job, I really enjoy it. I seem to have settled in quite well. Everyone seems to like me, which is always a bonus, and everyone's been really helpful and friendly. And obviously when you go to a new job you always need to learn stuff, and you always feel like you're thrown in the deep end, and thankfully they've been very good at training and helping me out and getting me to build my confidence up as well in the role. So I'm really enjoying that. Hopefully I'm going to be staying there for a while. They're stuck with me, I'm afraid. So that pretty much brings me to the end of my New Year's resolutions really. So that brings us to the end of my car New Year's resolution video. If you have any New Year's resolution yourself, whether it be about yourself or about your car that you want to share, please do put them in the comments below. If you like the video, please make sure you hit the like and also hit that subscribe button to see more of what's coming up very soon. So it is goodbye from me, goodbye from the B-Class, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.